Hello there, good people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Around 15 minutes to go for 2 a.m. I'm going to be doing perhaps only one review tonight. A very, very hot day, very burned out and everything. No need to tell you the story over and over again. Just one review, perhaps. So hopefully you'll appreciate it. So very late night, about bedtime. So let's review another Lattafa fragrance I purchased a few days back. I told you I did Toscano leather a few days back. That was a clone of Tuscan leather. And I said I got something that is very close to Tuscan leather, which is ombre leather, which I never bought a full bottle of, but I do know this. I did review this. This is called ombre leather. So previously I did review fragrances like Rare Carbon by Afnan. This was a fantastic reinterpretation of ombre leather and much, much cheaper. Exactly same performance, more fruity and very nice. So today we have another fragrance, same fragrance clone, which is called Amber and Leather by Maison Alhambra. So I'll tell you before I start, I heard the news that this whole line, I said in my video also, thanks to Ashton, I got to know about it. This whole line got discontinued, and some of their Kilian inspired fragrances or Dior perhaps, they're not going producing these bottles anymore, so they are taken down. So there's a ongoing thing going on in Middle East. So I don't know what's going to be the outcome. Some people said they're going to be coming out with 30 ml different bottles, more budget friendly and all that. But mostly these are all going to be taken down, including this. That's the news that I have. But if it's not, great news. So this is a bit different line. This is not the Alhambra 80 ml line. This is more like a 100 ml line, a little bit cheaper by $2 or so. And this is how the packaging looks. Looks quite nice. My box took a little bit of beating one on the way here, so I apologize. It looks a little bit, injured. And then you have the sticker and all the information. This 100 ml EDP concentration. Side looks like that. Bottom you find your, I think, other information. A batch code would be written in black ink on the black box. I never really got why they do that. So the bottle here, it's not like those bottles that I told you. This is a 100 ml bottle. It looks like the same shape as Tom Ford Ombre Leather or Costa Sura, the new ones. Okay, so Boudejor. So they have this whole new line. They're making this designer line. So this is part of the designer line, like not this one, the Tom Ford one. So they basically took almost the same bottle design. There's this logo, and then this is, I think, a sticker or a suede kind of texture. You can feel that. And the cap, it's not very premium looking. At the base there's like a sinkhole kind of there. You can actually drink water from there, or you can have a little shots, right? So okay, feels cool. The bottle feels like, because it's the AC room, of course it's cold, but the cap not very heavy compared to the bottle. It's plastic. And what else? Atomizer doesn't have any detailing. Sprayer looks like that. Okay, good distribution, about this much. It's a very good atomizer, I would say. So I'm wearing this fragrance on my left hand here. So let me respray that. Couple of sprays, and then also I did this thing. This side on my palm, above the palm, I'm wearing this fragrance, Tom Ford Ombre Leather, the original. And then this part I sprayed Rare Carbon, okay, because this is also a clone of Tom Ford Ombre Leather. So Ombre Leather was a release of 2018, and as far as Fragrantica, it has notes like cardamom, leather, jasmine, sambac, amber, moss, and patchouli. So let me start from this point, because not everybody watched my Tuscan leather review and Ombre Leather review, where I said Ombre Leather I did not like as much as it was hyped, because Ombre Leather, for me, this fragrance was a little brother of Tuscan leather. I used to own Tuscan leather. That was my more favorite, because the raspberry, how much bold it was. It was not wearable that much, and that's why I liked it. It was really out there. So Tuscan leather basically was in the full glory of that perfume. So Ombre Leather, I felt it was like more like a less sugar, diabetic version. It's less sweet. They do have some spices and leather, and it's kind of like a dry, long-lasting fragrance. And recently they come out with the Parfum. I would like to try the Parfum. I read that Parfum is even more powerful and more beautiful, just like Black Orchid Parfum. Okay, so if I get that perfume, I'll review. So I never really liked Ombre Leather over Tuscan Leather. I thought Tuscan Leather was the OG, and I did buy so many clones of Tuscan Leather, like Lattafa and all those. Check out my review. But today I'll tell you something funny. I'm kind of liking it, especially because of this Alhambra one. It's not like a fragrance that I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10, of course, but I actually like it more than before. The reason being, one thing I noticed, this one and Toscano, I put side by side on my two hands, okay, and I tested it, like, let me see if there are massive difference between the two. And I did notice there is like actually difference. They do smell kind of similar in that leather note, but apart from that, everything else is different. So I think I understand why people, there is like a separate fan base for Ombre Leather, the original. And even though this is expensive, people actually swear by this. They buy this fragrance over $200, which is actually niche pricing. So Tom Ford's fragrances are expensive. If you can afford those, look into Rare Carbon and this kind of fragrances. They're gonna give you excellent value. Maison Alhambra, you guys know, under 20, 25 bucks, depending on your country. This is under $20. Okay, so $20 you get 100 ml, even better value than Toscano leather or this whole line, because they are 80 ml and a little bit more expensive than this. So obviously this is more affordable. So the thing is, how does this smell? When I spray this, it smells just like Ombre Leather with few differences. This one comes out a little bit more fruity, and there is this tone of this, I don't know, it's not rosemary, it's not mentioned here, it's not the notes that's mentioned in Ombre Leather. I feel there is this, not rosemary, what's the other note? Sage, clary sage. I smell that in some other fragrances. This one gives me the herbal, little bit of fruity kick, maybe perhaps a little bit of that, raspberry, a little bit, it's like a little bit more sweet than Ombre Leather. Ombre Leather is very, very dry. So I like this. This is more sweet, it's more fruity, and it's a little bit of that herbal sage. So that's the difference in opening to my nose. And then it basically dry down is very much similar to Ombre Leather. It goes a little bit drier, but longevity is pretty impressive. This is not going to last as much as Ombre Leather. Tom Ford is going to last you 15 hours plus. This is going to last you over 5 to 6 hours, which is plenty. If you spray on shirt heavily on your skin combine, it will give you that performance. Right time to wear this, nighttime, and a little bit cool. There's breeze. If it's heavy humid weather, very, very hot and humid, 36, 35, 36 plus, that time this will be a little bit strong, like Black Orchid, Noir Extreme. This kind of darker fragrances are good for colder months and rainy season and bit cooler setup. So I feel this fragrance can be worn in the AC setup. If your office or workplace is very, very chill, you can wear this, and I think this will project like within a cubicle, next cubicle neighbors can smell it, but not the whole office, not the room filler. If you want a room filler, you want to go with Ombre Leather, and the perfume definitely going to be more oomph. But the thing is, for the price, if you look at the price tag, this is pretty okay. This is good quality bottle, heavy bottle, and you get 100 ml. You can afford to spray every 3 to 4 hours, so it will come back, right? So in that way, no issue with that. Comparison wise, if you can get Tom Ford, get Tom Ford, no problem. But there's another one. There's a third player coming into this play, or fourth player rather, which is somewhat some people consider as a Tuscan leather clone. But I will tell you, if you can find it, get this fragrance. Okay, this is more interesting than all these combined, which is called Mercedes-Benz Le Parfum. This is a tester unit, like this it came, and I borrowed this cap from Mercedes-Benz Cologne. But this fragrance comes in a very, very posh. I mean, if you see that presentation, check out my review on Mercedes-Benz Le Parfum. This one comes in a leather casing, which opens like that, right? So that even looks more premium than Tom Ford one, and more expensive than all these fragrances. This one, it's more interesting. It's fruity. There's a tea note. There's this very playful thing going on. It's strong, long-lasting. But when I smell it, it's very, very unique. So the tea note in this makes it very, like, I would say desirable. I love this fragrance a lot. And I'll tell you one thing. I like this more than any of the fragrances, Ombre Leather, the Lattafa, or even the Rare Carbon. This is not a clone of Tuscan Leather or Ombre Leather, but it's like the same DNA with more fruits, tea, and a little bit of leather perhaps. Okay, so this is very wearable fragrance and more affordable than the Tom Ford, but it's going to be more expensive because it's discontinued now compared to Afnan or Lattafa. If you can afford this, buy this. If you can afford it, go for Rare Carbon. This one lasts like a very long time, 8 hours plus. Okay, and it's also very, very good. The bottle is very, very pretty. So this would be my first alternative. If I can suggest for the budget and all together combined, this is a champion for Ombre Leather clone. Okay, my very second one, I would say, is this. If you talk about value, this one is now around $80, so it's more steep. So I would keep this in second place. But in terms of smell, I like this, okay, more. And then if you can afford neither of those, because Afnan is going to cost you about 35, 40. This is going to cost you 20. So this is why this one will not be so much behind all those competition. For the price, great buy. Check it out. I mean, you can sample these, you can buy decants and stuff, or you can go to a shop and try it if you live in Dubai or wherever the sale is. These fragrances are going to be taken down later. Their price gonna hike. Okay, so if you like ombre leather, very decent performer. It's a good, I mean, for the price, once again, for the price, this is a king. Okay, forget about the other two, right? So overall, I give the score of 8 out of 10 for amber and leather. I like it. I like this fragrance, but since ombre leather, it's a little bit behind my Tuscan leather in terms of like bar. I would say Tuscan leather for me is a masterpiece. Ombre leather is a nice little um, cousin, okay, of Tuscan leather, but it's also very good. More wearable, less sweet, less in your face. But yeah, amber and leather for today. That's the review. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a try, and then perhaps I'll go upload it now. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye bye.